Hi guys, and welcome to Behind the Streams, a podcast all about gaming, streaming, and tonight we're talking
Ooh,
films.
a bit quietly, right?
But we're going to be talking films.
We
Yeah,
don't want to die.
I'll just whisper it out to the whole thing. But yeah, we have got two fucking crazy ones to discuss. I'm really so a bit of backstory in it. Like last week, we were talking about like how it'd be cool to kind of do like a kind of book club slash, but to do with
Yeah,
films.
but with media, like as in, so rather than music or books, we was like, let's do films because like we got the clapper up there.
Yeah, we're very film in what's the word, like influenced, I'd say.
Yeah,
Indulgent. We're big movie buffs, I would say, in all different
I like
genres.
to be, but I'm like, nah. I
No,
like to
as
think
I
that.
said, we've had many discussions about old films in it,
Yeah,
like in the past and stuff, and it was something that I was like, oh, we can really add this in, especially like if we get into like affiliate stage and we want like middle in the week episodes, we could
yeah,
always
that
do
would be really
reviews.
cool.
Yeah,
Maybe we should really push for that.
I
Maybe
think
in
that would be a good
season
idea to
during
do.
season 3.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea
Oh,
to have it
oh,
like a midpoint week stream where we talk about like, so at the end of the last week we'll say, oh, we're going to be talking about this, we watch it, we go away and then come back and talk about
Now,
it.
Tone, I'm bad for
Yeah,
bad homework. Though I've always been bad. Now,
yeah.
your
You said that, it made
homework,
me laugh. I
your
was like, I messaged you today, I was like, have you watched Bo Burnham's special? You're like, I'm watching it right now. I was like, we're going to be going live in like a few minutes.
yeah, I told you, man. I slack at homework, right?
It's cool though.
Okay, so your homework was to watch.
A Quiet Place, yeah, set by you. When did you see this
I
film?
saw it years ago.
Yeah, when it
I
first came out, roughly like
I don't remember
2018.
if I saw it at cinema or not. I'll have to find out.
That's
But
a really good point I want to actually ask about, because there's something really unique about that film, obviously with the sound design of it, right?
yeah,
Because actually, before we get started, we should say this is going to be heavily spoilers on both
both parts.
films. Yeah,
So
so it's going to be, if you haven't seen one or the other and you know you don't want to get spoiled, don't watch it now, or pause and come back to it when you have, because we're going to be talking about everything.
so
Of these
there's
two,
two
yeah.
things. My homework was to watch the Bo Burnham special on Netflix, which is released recently.
Really recently, yeah. I think when last week it was it was when it come on. So last week Sunday.
So a week, only a week.
A week,
Bloody hell.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Quiet Place has been out for a few years, but we don't want to spoil it because number two's in cinemas.
Exactly, yeah.
Or
And
part
some
two's
people,
in cinema.
yeah, and some people might be like looking to see it or whatever. So just be cautious
Yes.
of that before listening to this review of it. But yeah, mine was A Quiet Place, and oh, what a crazy adventure that was, right?
Man.
Like, whoa, like. First of all, actually, I was just like this. So watching it at home, the first thing I was like, subtitles.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, hold on. All right, I need to pause the stream for a minute because Katie needs to. I can see her hovering behind me, so she's just gonna just
That's all
scooch
cool.
on past me.
Should I hide your webcam? No,
There she goes.
it's all cool.
She's
There's
just
your
run
round.
past.
There's your round. Okay, cool. Hi.
Yeah, hi, bye, and she's gone. Yeah.
um,
So yeah, what I want to say, you know, like them interviews where it's like on the news and the kid just comes like bowling past, like
yeah.
that's like interrupted on live TV. Yeah, as I said, no, with A Quiet Place, an interesting thing about watching it from home is I was like, oh, do I need subtitles for this? And you do,
You do.
but it's sign language subtitles. It's a completely new concept of a film that I've never really experienced right now.
I'll be totally honest. I must have watched it in the cinema because I watch everything with subtitles.
Yeah, exactly.
I watch everything, so and I don't remember the sign language subtitles, so I must saw it in the cinema.
Oh, was it? Oh, so you didn't know what they were saying?
No, I think I
Or did
actually.
they-
It's been so long, man. I
you
cannot
can't
remember. So I'm just thinking, did I watch it at home? No, I'm pretty sure I saw it at cinema, so there must have been subtitles. But
Yeah, they
holy
must have
crap.
had like, especially with this kind of film, it is because I started off watching it and there was no subtitles, and I was like, I don't know what's going on at the moment, so I had to go back, put subtitles on, and I was like, oh yeah, they have included subtitles for sign language.
So did you know anything about this?
I didn't actually know anything about it. No, it was a
Really?
completely new thing. When you recommended it, I was just, I didn't know what it was about. And I saw two advertised a bit,
Sick.
but I still didn't know what was going on until I
Yeah.
actually watched it properly. And wow, it's a really cool concept of a horror film.
It is because we said spoilers are free. We're allowed to do spoilers.
We
yeah?
had to say anything, yeah.
The idea of when you watch horror films and you don't want to make a noise because there's a monster in the vent or something, like in Alien, right? You're
Yeah.
scared that the monster, you can't make a noise because there's an alien there. That's cool for a scene or two, but to do a whole blooming film on it,
Yeah, it's
that's
a really
ballsy.
yeah, and there was really bits in it that was like, oh wow, that works really well with it. It's like,
Yeah.
although some bits didn't work really well in my mind, right? For example, music, right, in films,
Yep.
to get the whole element of this being like they have to be deadly science, sound is the most important factor in this film, right?
Yep.
So at the beginning, I noticed there was a little bit of music to kind of show a transition between scenes. They shouldn't have had that.
Now, I remember that. I do
Do you
actually
remember
remember
that?
that
Yeah.
because
In my yeah.
I was like, okay, it's dead silent film, but then you'll transition to a film so there's music. It'd been so cool if it was eerily silent,
Yeah, exactly, right. To
right?
actually put you in place of their position.
And to keep it in key with the film.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one scene they did really well, which worked with music, is obviously, and another they've done it in other films like Baby Driver and stuff. Is you hear the headphone music
Yeah.
as they pull it out. You hear what the person's listening to.
That's when is it the mum's in the downstairs
Hey,
room?
that's in the
The
basement kind of
basement.
bit, yeah. And she pulls it out, and they're both listening to it. That is fine, in my opinion, to
Yeah.
have used that because it is what you would have heard.
Yeah, I
But
thought
there was
that
a
was
few
really
instances
cool.
where there's background music, and that spoiled it for me because it's quite early on. It's like the first few scenes you get that,
Now,
and I was like, "Oh, that spoils it a bit." But everything else is really cool about it, and I wanted to get your insight actually. If you saw it in cinema, how did the surround sound work with that element?
oh Jesus Christ! Now I don't. You got to remember, I don't know if I saw this in the cinema or
Oh,
not.
right, yeah,
But I remember if it was the cinema or at home, wherever I watched it, I was mind blown at how well the audio was with it. How
exactly,
it
yeah.
was very. Because I ain't gonna lie, man. What did you think of the monster? Let me
I
just.
really like the design.
How terrifying is it?
When it actually opens up his side head and you see like the ear bit
Yeah.
going and stuff, it reminded me of like Stranger Things on like acid. It was really,
Yeah, it was very like because I was happy to see it, and it to be absolutely just kill stuff. Like it was brutal.
it was really cool. Yeah, I said all the effects on it is mental. And can we talk about the first scene
On the
where the
train,
kid with the rocket?
yeah, on the train line.
Yeah, that
Right.
it literally gets snatched out of thin air, like boom, immediately,
like-
and you're like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
I'm like,
kind of.
whoa.
It is a really strong start to it, because it builds up the tension of because you don't see this monster until then.
Yep.
And it is just like the way he just out of thin air gone, like,
It's like
fucking
gone,
monster.
and it's gone.
And it's literally like that. Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
So again, this is from memory.
Yeah,
It all builds up because she's pregnant,
yeah,
and then he sets up with the fireworks, right?
yeah.
And they set the fireworks up for when she's going into labour.
Oh, is it? I thought the fireworks were used in order as a distraction decoy.
Yeah, because I think she's going into labour. So so it's normally a distraction decoy.
Yeah,
I think
then-
they timed it so they set it off because she was in labour. So I was like, that
Oh.
is so bloody cool.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
is.
Like how they tie two in, and then also with the lighting effect, that's really clever as well. How
Yeah.
it changes to red when suddenly there's a danger.
I was just like, now you're gonna have to remind me on this, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it tell you where they're from or no?
I honestly can't remember because that's one thing you got to remember this film. There's no normal dialogue in this thing.
Yeah.
There's no kind of chit chat in between. There's only like important bits where they kind of show you that in certain parts of the area it's safe to talk because you've got
Yeah.
like the mountain, the waterfall is the noise is louder than your tone.
Yep.
So then there's safe
Tone
bits
solo.
to hear about it, but there's
Name
no
drop.
there's no narrative in terms of like their backstory to a
Yeah,
certain
and-
degree. Yeah.
I think I remember that. So I'm gonna say I actually like that. It doesn't tell you because I'm like it just keeps your mind going. Like now we know now part 2's coming out.
Mm.
It's been delayed so many times because of COVID, but now that's nearly in cinemas. I think it's released next week or something.
Yeah,
Are they
yeah.
going to show the backstory of them?
I got a feeling that might be the case, yeah, because they put you in the scene as if you are just dropped into the middle of this kind of
Yeah.
way of living where everything has to be completely silent.
So I was just because I was really confused how they would make an hour and a half long film. I don't know how long it was. An hour and a half? 2 hours?
An hour and a half to 2 hours, I think. It was
Yeah.
quite, yeah.
So say 2 hours for just for credits.
Yeah, yeah.
But how can they make that much content where there's no dialogue? As in, if there is dialogue, it's very, very little.
It's very
But
subtle. Yeah.
it kept me like I was engrossed in the film. I was like, I need to find out what happens.
Absolutely, and it's just it's like a whole new way of interacting with the people, and it's new concept, right? It's crazy, and I think it builds suspense on
Yeah.
really major parts, especially like the bit when she's going down to the basement and the nails sticking out the floor,
Yes, yes, yes.
and your natural reaction is to scream your fucking head off, but
Yeah.
she can't because it's like this thing's gonna literally like completely devour you because we've already seen it,
And
you
she's
know what I
gone.
mean? What was that?
And she's gone.
Yeah, literally, that's what it is. Just like haunting me there. I was like, "Whoa, dude!" Like, it took me off my thing.
So
But yeah, because you see the now happen, and you're waiting for it to. You know it's going to happen, isn't it?
yeah.
You know it's going to come back to that scene, and someone's going to tread on it, and that's going to cause a noise, and it's going to be like shit, kind of thing.
What I was terrified of, because I remember that scene, and I was thinking, if they keep showing scenes with the stairs and that, and they don't ever step on it,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that creates a lot of tension on that scene without them knowing about it, because obviously we know it's there, but they don't.
Exactly.
So like,
yeah.
are they going to step on it? Like, and then she does, and it's like, whoa, yeah,
You
she
think,
held
"Oh."
it, man.
Yeah, but do you know what I found quite interesting about that? Speaking of that now, is that she steps on it, goes away. That now is still there in the floor,
Oh.
and several people come down the stairs after it, and I'm like, what? So they don't tread on it? What happened?
No, they got hot steel toe cap boots. Or
What? Even the kids in it? Like,
Yeah, mate.
Dr. Martin's on. Like.
So, did you look anything up about the film?
No, I didn't know.
Do you know who directed it?
I can't remember in the credits seeing who it was, but
No, I might be completely wrong here. I think it's the husband who directs it.
the guy from the office.
Because that's his actual wife
Oh,
in real life.
what- not Kate Winslet, isn't it? Or...
No, it's not Kate Winslet. Oh my god, let me Google this shit. One second,
Oh,
one
it's the
second.
one from Girl on a Train.
Yes.
Emma Thompson?
Yeah,
Oh,
no. Oh my god. Okay, the first one came out in 2018. Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. Oh, that's the one. Girl on a Train. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he directed it.
Oh, sick. That's really cool. Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Was it 2018?
Yeah.
2018. I'm pretty sure he directed it. I might be chatting out my ass. Wait, where's it say? Surely it's. I'm on IMDb now. Name drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, director.
Oh, sick. Oh, that's really
So,
cool.
yeah, he
so it's his
directed
first debut, isn't it? Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, this is so well done for somebody who hasn't directed. Because
Yeah.
I've got to say, I don't know too much about it, but I've got to imagine that horror films are one of the hardest things to direct.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Because-
Especially, yeah.
You've got to get in mind of the viewer when you're filming, because like, what would be scary for them? What is like you got to portray your picture while terrifying the audience. That's scary, man.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was even the kid in it.
Yes.
He did an interview on the news the other day about doing the second one. He said even him watching it back, he was like at the cut scares and the jump scares. He was like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that," even that he was in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Because
mad.
it probably is, it's a long process of doing bits and pieces. You know what I mean?
But say for that is be his first like film, like major film. So to have a horror film and B a silent film.
Yeah, as I
safe
said,
to
there's
say?
something. Yeah, because there was. It reminded me of another film I've seen. I can't remember the title of it, but it's about these kids who break into a house and the guy's blind in it.
Oh, I love that film.
Yeah, and they have to go around him, and then they find him in the basement. That he's a kidnapped woman there or something. if I
Yeah,
remember
she's
right, yeah.
pregnant and
Yeah,
Oh, what's that film? Bro, you're gonna kill me now. What's that film?
unseen something or something. I can't remember, but yeah, it was really like that way of like.
I like that film because again, it's a different sort of. It's not horror, thriller.
Thriller.
Yeah, it's a different sort of thriller. It's like okay, this is the monster. The monster's human, but he is blind.
Yeah,
See,
so it's
like, wait,
playing on
how-
that sense, and as I said,
Yeah.
like imagine like in the cinema, like that because obviously they probably have to raise the volume quite high, but then also have it drop when something dramatic happens, because
Yeah.
otherwise you'd be constantly turning it up and down. And I think they did that well. I don't think I did that because like in films sometimes you get the music that fucking blares,
Yeah.
then you have to turn it down for the dialogue. I think what they've done is to manage to match out all the small sounds in it with the high pitch volume as well. So
Right.
there's not dramatic. So like when you're hearing small things happen, the volume's still high, so your ears are still sensitive to that. But there's no like where it's completely dead silent, you know. So you can hear like when they're like the rustling of the bags, the
But
clothing.
then
Yeah.
when it's like a loud scene, you're not deafened.
Yeah, they've toned that down. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I remember not having to adjust it too dramatically.
Right.
That makes sense. I think another film done it as well. 28 Days Later.
That's the
In one of
first
the
one,
scenes,
right?
yeah, there's the same kind of thing. There's no music build up, but because the background volume is turned way up, it's not like a sudden bam. You know what I mean?
Man.
But very clever techniques, as I said, and like something that I knew going into it. If it was completely silent, I was like, they're gonna have to work around that in
See,
terms of
that
like
didn't even cross my
sound.
mind on how they do
No,
that. So
yeah.
thank you.
That's all right. As I said, it's an insight to it. I was waiting for it as I was like listening to it and panning out. I was like, oh, they've done that well. And again, with the earphone thing, they've done it in Baby Driver. Really clever technique.
See, I haven't seen that film yet, Baby
You
Driver.
haven't seen Baby Driver?
No, man. That could be my homework for next week.
Yes, mate. Oh, right. Edgar Wright. One of my, personally, probably my favorite director of all time.
Really?
Yeah, him and Quentin Tarantino. Very
Yeah.
joint with my films. But, oh, you got to see Baby Driver.
Okay.
The audio in that is really well done as well because he's got tinnitus.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And they play on that really heavily with the sound, and I said with his
I
earphones. he's
forget
always
I
listening.
have that, and then you just reminded me. Oh.
Sorry.
Oh. Cool.
But yeah, as I said, it's all based around he's always got his headphones in,
Right.
and with the dialogue working with what you hear and the sound, it's really well done on his end. It's very
I'm looking
similar
forward to seeing that because I wanted to see it in cinema when it first came out.
Mate, do you like car chasers? You like action films?
I
You're gonna fucking
will. I
like this
will
one,
watch
I
it. And I
tell you. It's
will
really, yeah. I'm not.
like it.
I like a few action films. I'm not that keen on them, but this one is fucking sound, mate. It's so good.
Oh, bro, I've got to just drop this in right now.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Fast and Furious?
Nah.
Excellent. Okay, now we can talk. Now, I was chatting with some friends and we were talking about Marvel films and they're like, oh, so unrealistic, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, you all like Fast and Furious, right?
So you don't have an opinion.
I was like, okay, yeah, that doesn't. So I was thinking, okay, I know there's crazy explosions and shit, and I saw a a trailer for Fast and Furious 9, man.
It's stupid, isn't it? It's so stupid.
Let me just picture the scene for you people. So, they're driving towards the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
The little pole, and it's got a rope on the end of it. They drive into that pole, and the rope attaches itself to a car, and they swing like bloody Tarzan.
What?
They swing like Tarzan.
Yeah.
They fly around, they whip back, and then they land and do 3 rolls, and neither of them are cut or anything. And they're like,
Scratch on them.
oh. I was like, wait, well, that's more realistic than I think Marvel's more realistic.
Yeah, that's stupid, mate. Yeah, I fuck the Fast and Furious films. They're not even a franchise, is it? It's just yeah.
No.
But no, this one is action packed, but there's a really cool story to it as well. There's a lot of backstory to it. It'll make you want to
Okay.
get an iPod again. I was like, I really want an
Really?
iPod. Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. But watch Baby Driver. Fucking.
Okay,
classic.
that's my
Loved it.
homework. That's my homework
Yeah.
for next week. So,
But
right,
back on track, people. Yeah. What was this?
back on track. Are you going to the question now? Are you going to watch number 2?
Yeah.
I remember you saying you're not. You might not go to cinema, but when it comes out, are you going to watch it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I think the ending was awesome.
Yeah. Did you
The
expect
way-
him to go?
No, that's a very good point. They did that. They killed off one of the main characters like really quickly in it. But fuck, the end scene where it's all building together, and when you see the CCTV footage of them all fucking running, and it's just, I was like, whoa, that's so sick. Yeah,
Terrifying. It really
it reminded me.
was
Yeah, it really did remind me of like Cloverfield a bit.
right, because we was talking about that the other week, right?
Yeah,
Massive similar vibes where you sort of don't see the monster as such, like as in heavily. It's not
Yeah.
heavily. You ain't got Godzilla walking around.
yeah. What's up, bro? Just in the background, like
I'm
give me
just a big
yourself.
monkey.
So basically, I'm just a big monkey.
So like, I can't remember in the film when you first see it. So you don't see it kidnap the boy or whatever it does, like kill the boy.
you see it really quickly, innit? It's very quick.
Yeah, it's
like,
very
boom,
quick.
movement, yeah.
But like the full thing of it, I swear you don't see it until like 3/4 of the way through, maybe.
Yeah, when he's first roaming around in the basement in it, and you see
Yeah.
like a close up of it, and when the head's fucking opening, very similarities to Cloverfield as well. The like monster design,
Yes.
how it walks, and it's got like the long arms and stuff. Yeah.
But I found that terrifying. Like what?
Mm.
Like if I saw that in real life, I'd be like, oh, not again.
I'm fucking out. Yeah,
Oh, no,
not
man,
again.
I'm just like, I'll bend
Yeah.
over. It's fine.
In it,
Not
man.
again, man.
Not again. But yeah, no, I really like the design of it. I like the concept of hearing as such a big thing. Like when the feedback kicks in, and it's like their defense mechanism. It's sick. Yeah.
Massively. Like I say, it definitely got the because they're blind. Like the monsters
Yeah.
are blind, right?
Yeah.
And you think, okay, that's quite easy to get around, but he thought of most stuff, like as in walking on salt. Was it on salt and sand?
Stand to dampen out the sound.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
it's like-
surrounding you.
That's most like filmers wouldn't think of that. Where you're like, oh shit, you would actually, because you break a twig. Like,
Yeah, like I think the sound is so because this is one point I was thinking of. I was in my mind. I was like, why don't they just like whisper to each other? You know what I mean? Like go up to you could literally go up to someone's ear, cover their ear with your hands, and be like, and that would be a sound blanket. It would be like a soundproof, wouldn't it?
yeah,
But then I think their hearing is so hyper that even when he's like fucking yards and yards away, a bit of metal moves and he turns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he's
like,
like, oh, I
"What?"
can hear that. Yeah.
move that.
Yeah. So, but then I thought, well, then if that is hyper realistic, surely even if they're like moving around and putting on like
Yeah, there's a
coat,
few.
is like you'd hear the rustle,
Yeah,
but then that's okay. That's where I kind of got a bit confused with how sensitive is the hearing.
because
You know?
you can speak in front of a waterfall because of the noise.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
understandable because you wouldn't be able to hear anyway.
In that bit, yeah.
Far or or go with me on this one, Simon. All right, go with me.
Yeah.
They just all gather there because this sound's going on. They're just like looking at this waterfall. These monsters are like just praying at a waterfall because of this sound that's constant.
That's what I thought. Yeah, as well. I thought about that. I was like, is it a normal occurrence, or are they familiar with that sound and know that there's nothing there?
I'd live there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly right. If that was the case, you live in the fucking cave next to the waterfall, right?
Yeah, sorted.
You can make as much noise as you want to fucking go out party, fucking guitar, play like, you know what I mean? Like fucking.
Oh man, no, I'm looking forward to number 2. I've only seen one trailer, and it still scares me. Like, I jump scare so easily.
Yeah, I think I didn't see a proper trailer. I just saw one bit where he's climbing through the window.
Yeah,
It looks a bit
yeah.
like fucking Last of Us kind of style, isn't it? Where
Yeah.
he climbs out, and I was like, oh shit, boy. Yeah.
No, has Katie seen it?
No, she didn't watch it in the end. I watched it on my own. Yeah.
Are you gonna make her watch it?
Well, because first of all, she was like, "Oh, silent film, not really for me," and I was like, "Okay, fair enough." But then when I watched
Yeah.
it, I was like, "Oh, it's really fucking good. You should watch it. It's like really good, like twist and stuff, and the plot line of it is pretty good." Yeah.
Because it's not. This is the other thing I want to say about number 2. It's not A Quiet Place 2. It's a bit like Last of Us. It's Quiet Place Part 2.
Part 2, so they're gonna follow it on, yeah. As in, like, we'll probably see what happens then. After, yeah.
So rather than it just being, because Last of Us 2 isn't Last of Us 2, it's Part 2, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
wasn't aware of that until I saw Red play it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's definitely gonna be like a follow-on, quite close, cool bit to it. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. But man, you gave me homework as well.
Oh, mate. Yeah. What did you think?
So,
you
I-
just literally just. Yeah.
I got
you
to
just come
give
off
you.
watching it.
I've got to give you a plus for that.
Fucking cool, innit? Yeah.
You done an A plus on on your Quiet Place. Well
Oh,
done, bro.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, as in like doing it early on. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
doing it early on. Right, I got an E because E's not
No.
for early.
Saying that, but you've done some really cool notes on it, so I might even give you a B plus on that one.
Oh, okay, sweet.
you
sweet,
did it
sweet.
late, but you did it well.
Thank you. Yeah, I basically got home at 6, and
Yeah.
then you messaged me saying we go live at 7, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm
No,
watching it right. I was like, Tone, how long is it? It's like an hour and a half. I was like, I'm starting now. Let's go. So I watched it, man. So I watched Bo Burnham Inside. Is that what it's called?
That's what's called. Yeah, yeah.
So I know nothing about this bloke.
Okay.
You introduced me to him
Yeah.
last week, and I'm a super fan now.
Brilliant. Oh, mate, yeah. So bit of backstory of Bo
Hmm.
Burnham, how he started. He was a YouTube kind of song creator.
Right.
He made quite offensive songs and stuff back in the past that was very questionable to today's standards.
Right.
So if you remember quickly, like just jumping ahead, you know, he does a song where he's talking about
He mentions
oh, what,
Aladdin.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
dressing up as that, and he's talking about all the bad things that like associated with it. And he was just a kid, and he does the little Jesus bit. It's kind of going back to when he was online first. He did a lot of stuff that's a bit like very dark humor, right? So he
Right.
started off as that kind of comedian, basically making up his own songs at like 17 in his room with a piano kind of thing, right?
As you do.
Skip forward a good few years, he becomes an actual like artist, making his own albums, creating songs. Still on the verge of that, but more professional at this point, right?
Right.
Skip forward a little bit more ahead, then he's directing his own TV show. Like really, really
Yeah.
close together. From 17 till like 21 or something, he's done all this cool stuff in it.
That's mad.
So skip forward a little bit more, he does his own film called Third Grade, is it?
I'm gonna have to watch that
Eighth
now.
grade. Eighth grade, third grade. Really good film as well. That was his first directional title. Cut forward a little bit more. Now he's doing stand up professionally.
Right.
Cut forward, he says 5 years, isn't it?
Yep. Then he
Takes
stops.
a big gap. He wants to come back to comedy on the live stage. And what happens? COVID happens.
Yep.
So now he's got this idea to do a whole year's special inside his house.
Right.
Shot, edited, written all by himself. And he
Now-
is. If you look at the credits at the end, it's just Bo Burnham.
I
That's
found
it,
that
yeah.
amazing. So I was like, you explained this to me, and I was like, how am I going to watch a guy in a house? Bear in mind, I've not seen any of his previous stuff like him 10 years ago, whatnot. So I knew nothing
Yeah.
about him. So I was like, okay, how am I going to watch it? What is this? Is it going to be him just talking to me, jokes, or you said a few funny songs? It's pretty much all songs, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. It really is. So it starts. And I was
It
like,
starts. Actually, I'll just chip in a bit there because
Yep.
you know his last live stand-up. It finishes with him. The camera pans around him, and he's playing the piano.
right,
And then the beam of light comes in, and he leaves the room. Right.
right,
And that's how his last comedy special ends. He goes out, and then it's like a new thing. Whereas this time, he's kept that in, but then he's coming back into the room
Yep.
as lockdown starts, which is fucking boom, mind blowing.
right. So I didn't know that. That's just blown my mind even more.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 'Cause a
oh
lot
my
of people,
sweet Jesus.
a lot of people were going, "Oh, hang on, you said you filmed and edited this all yourself. How is the first clip in it shot from someone else's perspective?" It's
Right.
because it was from years back when he done his last special. He had a cameraman do that bit, but from that point where he comes back in, that's all him. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
So he sits down. He's got a piano, and he's got a torch.
yeah.
No, he's got a headlight. Sorry, headlight.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't really know where this is going. I was like, he's just playing piano and singing a song. Then he looks up, bro. The whole room lit up. Basically
Lit-
installed a disco ball, and I was like, this is amazing. This is so good. The music starts getting upbeat, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Now, what I really, really liked about it, man, even from that early scene, I was like, there's so much work that went into this
yeah.
because you can't just like. I'm sure he doesn't have that disco ball 24/7, right?
Nah.
Unless he does, what a cool guy.
Yeah,
But he really was. And then there was a really funny bit at the beginning. Like, he makes a joke, and then he pushes the button, and there's recorded laughter because obviously he's doing this inside on his own.
yeah.
You can't have audience, so he's got panned laughter. I was like, oh, that's pretty jokes, man.
Yeah, and that's like the first shot was like the spotlight beaming down on him.
Yeah.
And it is like you kind of for a split second go, oh shit, this could be like a live audience thing because it like he's done the lighting like he would have like a professional thing at a stage.
The lighting and everything is so on point.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
so
editing,
creative.
the editing is like on point. Like it is so crisp, so like perfectly cut. Because there's times when you're watching like a documentary and you get cuts. But I hate documentaries only for the reason. No, I love documentaries, but I hate the cutting. I'm just like it's really. And now we're there. Now we're in Africa.
exactly,
Now we're
yeah.
under the
I think he
sea.
even does a joke about that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and it just cuts off, innit?
Yeah, and I was about to say, yeah, he does this scene where he's like talking about a cut, and then it just cuts
It just
instantly.
cuts like immediately. Yeah.
And I was like, yes, finally somebody said it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Exactly.
oh
Man.
my god. So, what I found really interesting as well is like he starts off. I don't know how long it was filmed for. I think it was a year.
But over a year, he says, because there's one bit where he literally has like a mini fucking storm out in it, where he's like, I've been working on this thing for a fucking year and it's never ending, kind of.
Yeah, and
you
so
can
he's
see-
very like. It reminds me of season 1, me and you. We looked
This
alright.
one, yeah.
And then by the end of it, we looked. Our hair was long. Mine's been growing quite fast, but yeah, our hair was long.
Yeah.
Like you see the growth, and
Yeah.
because how he's cut it, and obviously it's over that time span, you can see how he grows a beard and the hair and that. I thought that was great, man. But the
Really good.
music. Can we talk about the music?
Mate, the music, right? So yeah, he's known for music above everything. That's how he started, and that's how
Right.
he's gone, kind of thing. It's so fucking creative, and the
It is.
ideas he has is like insane.
Like, there's so many parts where it's like, because again, I will say this, I'm going to sound like a repeating record. I knew nothing about this guy.
Yeah, so
So you got to bear in mind, I'm going in completely blind to watching this film about a guy stuck in a house for a year.
yeah,
So I was like, please be funny. You said he's a comedian, and I
Yeah.
didn't realise how dark his humour is.
very dark. Yeah,
And I
as
was like,
said.
this is my humour. I love this.
Yeah,
Like,
and
'cause
his lyrics are so like sometimes you have to even watch it again and listen
Yeah.
very carefully to the lyrics, because he's very like, even his early stuff, it's like double meanings and a lot of stuff.
Because he was like, tell me, he was like, okay, tell me a joke. Call me and I'll tell you a joke. So I was like, okay, that's really cool, because like people want to have a laugh and that. But then it was something about smelling burnt toast. Right?
Yeah,
He's
having
like,
a stroke, yeah.
He's like, you're either having a stroke or you cook the toast too long. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, beautiful. Because I went into my sister's room the other day.
yeah,
No, so I walked out in the hallway, and as I walked in the hallway, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, not again. So I knocked to my sister's door. I was like, am I having a stroke or are you eating toast?
yeah. Tell me, please. Yeah,
And she was like, yeah, I'm having toast. I was like, cool. And she's like, why? And I was like, don't, I thought I was having a stroke. But yeah.
never mind. Anyway, yeah.
Hey, carrying on. So yeah, I was just like, that sort of humour, man, it's so good. And did you like the scene with the sock?
Yeah, the sock
Socko.
puppet and how it kind of, because again, right, looking at that through a film point of view, he would have had to record all the lines
Yep.
separately in that voice and then act in real time to it and play it back like he would be acting, you know?
I don't know, or would he do it, again, I know nothing about this, would he do it the other way around? Would he do that and then add the lines in after?
Nah, because then the timing would be off.
So you do the lines...
Sock lines first and then have that played back and then react to that. Because if you did it the other way, you wouldn't know how long to react
Right,
between the
that's fair.
sock talking. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, the sock taught me so much about life.
Yeah, and then he just kind of goes really at the end, like really political and shit. It's like, oh, just take that off now, be quiet.
Yep. And then that is it. But it was, again, the message behind the comedy is sublime. It's really
Yeah.
on point. And I was like, damn, bravo, man, bravo. But then this
Very
one's
good,
so
yeah.
close to
Yeah.
me. I was just like, okay. About brands with social awareness.
Yeah,
I was just like, just shut the... Not him. I was just like, brands, just shut the fuck up.
yeah, literally, it's very on point and very current, actually.
It's
saying
very
that.
current, like completely. Like, I get it that people they like for brands and stuff to agree with stuff, and rightly they should, but you shouldn't have to say that you do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it should be just the current knowledge to everyone, right?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But it's like, yeah, to make it into a thing is like defeating the object of having brand awareness, isn't it? Yeah,
completely.
Yeah.
And
Social
he
awareness, I mean,
picks
sorry,
up on that so well, and I was like, oh man,
Yeah,
And I
like
was
the
like-
little advert he kind of does, isn't it? Yeah, for it.
so good.
Yeah, like the backstory of it. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, where can he go from here? We just talked about brands with social awareness. And then he starts talking about white women with
With his
Instagram.
Now, I literally pissed myself when
I died.
when this bit. It was so
I
funny.
was
Like,
like,
the way,
this is literally my Instagram.
yeah, literally, like,
Not
and
mine.
how he's
My
not
follow.
us, but like literally, like everything we see. Even it starts off with like an avocado coming out of his like dressing can or something.
But like every scene, I was like, I've seen that photo. I've seen
Yeah,
that
I've seen
photo,
that. He's literally done his
I know-
research. Yeah.
I was just like, this is beautiful. This is like literally somebody said it.
Yeah, somebody had to say it, like with the whole like the autumn scene in the pumpkin and like the lights that go around and the balloons. Everything about it is just great. Even him like dressing up as like kind of like doing these female poses, very effeminate kind of stuff. And I was like, shit, man, it's so true. You know what I mean?
Just real.
Yeah, yeah. It's like he's studied it for years and years, but like subconsciously we've seen it for so long.
Or he's just literally gone on Instagram 10 minutes before the idea.
God, but there's a lot in it. He covers like every single kind of
everything.
scene, doesn't it? Yeah.
Everything is so well. But I think one of my personal favourite videos / scenes in it is when he's singing the song about the workers being the interns, right?
Yeah, the
Remember that?
intern is yeah.
Right, so he does the intern video, so it's just him singing as an intern.
Is that the little jazz bit?
Yeah.
And then it cuts off, yeah.
And it cuts off to him reacting to that song, right?
Again,
Then it cuts off again
Yeah.
to him reacting about his reaction to the song. Then it cuts again to him reacting to his reaction about reacting to the song.
Because this scene screwed my head dramatically. Because I was like, hold on a minute. So like, what is the original video?
Yeah.
Like it's catching up with itself in a minute, innit? Yeah. And then he makes the whole thing where he's trying to cram it in just before it cuts off.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck did he do that kind of thing? Because it's almost like a live feed.
Yeah, it really was.
How he's done it.
Like,
It's like a live feed going and then he's reacting to it. So I'm like, what fucking bit came first? It really messed with my head for ages. Yeah.
because I watched it and I was mind blown. I was like, so
Yeah, same.
he obviously watched that video. He filmed the first one, then he done the reaction to it, then the reaction to the reaction, then the reaction to the reaction to reaction of the video. But how he
edits that together, it's still might. Because I'm trying to think, is the first one the last one, and then he's gone backwards? I don't know. I really can't think of how he's done it.
But it's seamless, people. It really is. I was just this is so well shot, and that's the thing. The lighting, the cameras, everything is perfection. It really is.
There's one bit as well when I think I said it last week, is where he's like, his shadow acts as like backing dancers, and there's three of them, right? Yes. And I was just like, holy shit, that's so well done. You know what I mean?
That was so. Lighting is so on point, but
I think
I know what scene you're about.
Because this is like main source, isn't it? Of like directing it. It's like a major factor in this whole thing. So if you're all about that, definitely give it a watch.
Can I just ask, though? I'm gonna butt in right now. What's his obsession with
Jeffrey Bezos? Like, he's never talked about him before.
I think it's because he became the world's richest man, even more so during lockdown. So that's why I'm guessing he's talking about him. But that's me just speculating. I don't know.
No, that's definitely it. I think that's where that comes in, because obviously it was when he reached the highest part.
And then I just loved it, right? Because he was just like, because there's this period, right, during lockdown. Because don't forget, this is filmed during lockdown, so he's gone through all the phases of lockdown, and you can really see it in how we all were during that time. Like, you can see the progression. Where like, okay, it's fun, let's all send memes and that, let's laugh about it, and then it was like, okay, this is actually deadly serious. Yeah,
when he makes that the whole thing about like doing it with comedy, curing it with comedy or something like that.
Yeah, curing the world of comedy.
Comedy, yeah.
And I'm just a white guy.
Like... Yeah, exactly. And it's like, because obviously, it's such a big part of like, like to take the balls to like laugh about or make a joke out of something that is so raw and so current and something we've never all experienced before. He's like, in my mind, I was like, because obviously there's gonna have to come a point where people will make jokes about this. And
obviously. I mean, South Park did already.
To be fair, they got in really early because it takes them only like 6 days to make an episode, doesn't it? Yeah.
That's South Park. So let's cut that under. But
South Park. I think with South Park, they even did stuff like after 9/11 so quick.
Yeah,
it was almost
just
like
get the elephant out of the room.
Yeah,
because. Yeah, we know it's happened. Obviously, it's traumatic, but you can't just... That sounds bad. You can't just cry about stuff forever. You have to...
Yeah, and I think there's a thing... Sorry, go on.
You just have to laugh about it. You just have to take a step back and be like, huh. Like, it just... Laughter is like the best medicine.
They say that. It's like... Almost if you can't ignore what's happening.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it... I know it's a little bit off topic, but we'll go back. But like with South Park, with the whole 9/11 thing, the first shot they had... of that was when the boys were at the bus stop and they're all wearing safety masks.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember I was watching an American guy review this, and he said it was so current he could not help but smile because it was such a like reminder of what is happening right there. And at that point, no one had commented on it or done anything, but it was just like we're all in this kind of together, kind of, you know what I mean? It's like that realization that you're not the only one going through this. And I knew that obviously with this, there had to be a point where people would comment on it, make jokes about it, see the kind of like reflection of it, right? I didn't think it'd be that quick. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, my hat's off to him though, because he never actually took piss out of COVID or any bad, obviously people dying, it's like anything bad like that. This is just the general population is aimed at, which is weird thing to say, right?
Yeah,
but
he doesn't really talk about COVID, as you said, its own subject.
But you know, it's all about COVID. Like the reason it's happening is because of COVID.
Exactly, but it's very much his perspective.
Yeah.
Of was all of our perspectives of day-to-day living, right?
Yeah.
And that's how, like, because it's happening as he's doing it, and you can see, as we said, the beard progression, the hair, and all that is happening dramatically. So it's almost like he hasn't even had the time to reflect himself.
And
do you know what I'm saying? So like, like now we can reflect on the death numbers and the tolls and stuff and how fucking dramatic and horrible it is. But that special is so in the moment, it hasn't even caught up to now.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Let's go a bit lighthearted now.
Okay, yeah, we'll bring it back, people.
We'll bring it back. Okay, so the song Sexting.
Oh, the sexting one. Yeah, that was great.
My fucking God. There was a line in it that absolutely wrecked me, Tone. It absolutely wrecked me. It was something about she sent a peach, so I sent a carrot.
Yeah. And then I sent a picture of my face, and that.
Right, and then she sent a Ferris wheel, so I sent a ticket. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, where's he going with this? And then he cuts away from the lyrics, and he's like, Did I just imply that her vagina is the size of a Ferris wheel? And I was just like, oh my God, that's pretty beautiful. Oh dear.
Yeah, saying that, really. Like, because you know the visual representation of that is all done on like projection screens and stuff like that, and obviously with the post-production side of it, he even does that in his live performances.
Really?
So there's a gag where he goes, he's talking about it not being scripted, right? But then he knocks over a water bottle and he goes, "Oh, sorry guys." But then you hear in the background, it's like, that was part of the act. He adds the music in with that, like that was meant to happen.
Really? Oh, sick.
And there's one bit where he's like making prolonged eye contact with someone, and you think it's a spare of the moment thing, but then in the background you hear the music. It's him singing prolonged eye contact with this person. It's like, so again, even then he's thinking of like how it's going to be edited together. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to watch some of his other stuff now because as I really I found him funny. I found his editing and everything, the work he's put in, absolutely incredible. But now I want to see his live stuff sort of thing and see how that portrays because he put in work, man.
Yeah, well, as I said, I've been watching this dude since he was like 17 on like really early YouTube, MySpace era, right? So there's one bit as well when he's watching his old videos back of himself. Right. And I almost jumped out of my chair to be like, oh shit, like he's kind of gone that far back with his stuff.
Damn. But because there's a clip of him watching that, weren't it?
Yeah, and then he's obviously way older now, you know what I mean? Like, what is he, like 30, innit? Because obviously there's
Because he turned 30.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember that scene where...
Yeah, with the fucking clock.
I was like, this is mind-blowing. This really is. I was like, because... Wait, you turned 30 in lockdown?
I did as well, yeah.
Yeah, me too. And it's definitely a weird feeling.
Yeah, and I was like, because when you see the clock count down and it's part of the show, and if he obviously probably shot that live as he was turning 30, right? I would be a bit gutted if it wasn't done that way.
No, I think it would have been.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh shit, man, it's so good, it's so well thought of. You know what I mean? Like every bit in it is that little moment where you go, oh yeah, oh that, and that's brilliant. Yeah. Like,
and it definitely because so many people, obviously our age, turn 30. It's like. And 10 years older, 40 and stuff like that, 50, blah, blah, blah. But it's definitely, like, wait, we've just had a massive milestone birthday that we haven't been able to celebrate or do what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
I did what I wanted to do, be on Twitch. But
commitment there, right there, people. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. But talking of Twitch, man. There's a scene, bro.
Oh my god, yeah. I was waiting because obviously I knew you were going to watch this, and I even texted
you. You text me. Tone, you text me. You text
That
me
was not an
as I was
accident.
watching it. Because obviously, I told you when I was going live. Did you know what minute it was on?
No, I really didn't. That
Nah,
was
fuck off. Of
100% a
course you
guess.
did.
No, I promise you, that was 100% a guess.
I'm going to read this out to you right now. What
Yeah.
you said to me. You said, right, hello mate, should we start say 7? So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to watch right now, just got home, I stuck homework, do you know how long it is? An hour and a half, right?
Yeah.
Sounds good. I text you at 6:20 saying, bro, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You didn't speak back to me, and I was like, oh, I've been aired. You went, yeah man, it's really well done. Then, at 6:44, as I was watching that exact moment, you went, the Twitch stream a bit too. I was like, mate. So if you people haven't seen it yet and you're watching because you don't care for spoilers, or you are going to watch it, there's a bit that's based on Twitch.
Yeah.
It's so well
And
done.
it blew my mind, right? Yeah, because again, it's like he's actually set up a Twitch kind of thing where he's got the green screen background.
Yeah.
And he's actually created like gameplay footage
Of
even
him.
when it's like, oh, this is a cinematic bit and all that, and it's like real life footage of him and stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
Waking up and stuff. Press X to wake up.
Yeah, and he'd even do like the motion movements of
And
like a
getting
character
up.
in a game. Yeah.
I was like, this is so well done. I was like, oh, man, this guy, he's amazing. It really
And the
is.
crying bit where it comes up and it's like
Yeah.
that's all he does, and then tries to get out and he can't get out. It's like...
But it's weird because obviously it's filmed over a year. We'll just say a year, right? Blanket.
Yeah.
Because it's filmed over a year, we've all lived through that. It was just like such. I was watching his, because obviously we've it's been a year for us. That's just his year compiled into editing into a short hour and a half.
Yeah.
And you can actually see the journey that he goes through, where he's happy, where he's sad, and that throughout.
Yeah.
While he's acting.
The emotion side of it is fucking heightened so much.
Because he has a breakdown in it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that bit when he smashes the light and kind of goes off,
Yeah.
I think that was real. I really do think that's
Yeah, I
how
do
it
too.
was, because it's like, yeah, in the fun at the start, it's all fun and jokes. We've got a few months off, da 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 da, and then it gets more and more. And even he's like, I just kind of want this now to end. I can't keep making it. I'm going to keep making it forever, essentially, because there's no end point goal.
There was
You know what I mean?
there was no end in sight.
Yeah, because when you're making normal stuff, content or film or whatever it would be, you'd know that there's going to eventually be an end premiere, but because he's tackling a subject that's so uncertain and so current, he probably didn't even know which way I was going to go anyway.
That's it, and he was like, "I'm going to end up doing this forever," and I was thinking, and he probably would have, like, until he actually broke down.
If there was no uncertainty, because I said like he was making this with no. Like, you know, like obviously if you're making other stuff, you have a mind in when it's got to be done, how long it's going to take to edit. You have a set date probably by the publisher to be like, we want this to go live this day.
Yep.
Sound, everything else has got to be done, da 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 da. But he's making this with no really. Because I doubt Netflix would have commissioned him to be like, right, we want you to make a special.
We want you to have a breakdown. We want you to.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like Netflix probably had no idea that he was even going to make this.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to ask about you after my final 2 notes. Did you like the pirate maps scene when he was like, why are they so bad? Why are they all burned?
Oh yeah.
Why are they covered in tea?
He's talking about
just
like
laminate them.
Yeah, it's so true, isn't it? Like keep your maps in better condition. They're all ripped up and tea stained.
So true, man. And I think
that bit actually really made me fucking chuckle. Yeah.
One of the last songs was "Hands Up," and I felt the emotion in that song. It was like, put your hands up, put your fucking hands up. Put your hands down and pray, sort of thing. I was like, whoa, this is like deep now. I was like, this is the end is near.
Yeah. And I think I can't remember if there's another song he does that's very similar to that in one of his stand-ups.
Oh, really?
That kind of mentality behind it. But I also really like, and he uploaded it as a clip. You know, the "Welcome to the Internet" bit.
Yep.
And that way it kind of speeds up really quickly and dramatically. And there's one line in there that I thought, oh, whoa, it's like the plan all along was to have the whole world in your hand or something like that.
Yeah, with the fight. Yeah, I remember that.
With phones, right? And I was just like, whoa. And then it really goes into like everything about the internet. Like,
because when I was watching this, though, it took me. There was moments where I forgot that I wasn't sitting in his room watching it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's how immersed I felt. I felt I was actually there watching it live.
yeah. Same,
Uh,
exactly like that. Yeah, and I think there was scenes of it as well, like where it had like the world in
yeah,
like space and stuff. It was very like the only thing I can compare it to is like like Pink Floyd level of
yeah,
production where they did their live shows. They had like all these projections and like illustrations and stuff. It felt like more of a like a live art performance.
yeah. And I was just
You know?
the editing, light, everything is so good.
And then you keep reminding yourself, oh shit, it's just him doing this, and oh
Yeah,
shit, he would
and
have been
I
like,
was just like, okay,
yeah.
so when
And
he
there's another thing.
started, so when he started it, you got to remember this time. When he
Yeah.
started it, he didn't know how long it was going on for,
Hmm.
or probably didn't map it out because obviously there's current events that happen. Then he sings about it,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
so he doesn't know the plan.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no
And
plan. There's no structure to this. It is simply like I'm gonna just make this stuff, and what it will be, right?
yeah,
Like if Netflix didn't have picked it up, I'm sure it would have got produced some way or another. But there was no budget really,
no budget.
no
I mean,
budget, no
he's
nothing. You
obviously
know what I
bought
mean?
stuff like lights, and he probably
Yeah,
had that most of it already, but he probably bought a few bits for it. So the production value was so low.
like stuff that he's got himself. Because I
Yeah,
think that's a very good point actually. Because at the start of the special, it's like an empty room in it and just his piano,
yeah,
which is how he would have left it from the last special.
right.
And then you slowly start to see him. I think it's right at the end as well, where it's like all the cables,
Every cable,
all the equipment, all the testing that he does.
mate. I love
It's like,
the
yeah,
end bit where he's literally going through the scenes what you've just watched.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
It's
He
really
got.
well.
Thank you for that homework, man.
It was totally my pleasure, man. Because as I said, I watched it from that, and I had to come online. I was like, I've got to fucking tell you about it straight away because it was that good. I just fucking loved it, and it's completely something that I haven't seen before.
I,
Obviously, you know what I mean?
oh, it's because there isn't anything like it in the sense that there hasn't been a pandemic in the internet age.
In our lifetime, exactly. Yeah,
So for it to be filmed, and again, I want to say it's really well done in the sense that it doesn't talk about COVID at all.
exactly. Because as I said, I think it's at a point where it's like he doesn't even have time to reflect himself.
Yeah,
It is raw to the bone of it happening. Like, for example, let's put it this way, right? Say if he would have had a team editing it with him,
yeah,
it would have probably come out
completely different.
that as well, but instantly, right?
Yeah,
So the timeline would map out. It almost like seeing it in real time to how you experienced it.
yeah,
Because I know now, obviously, like we're a bit further ahead of that. So for us, it's a little bit we're ahead. But like, I can only imagine if he managed, if somehow by like some weird thing that he could get it out, like instantly, it would blow my mind even more. Do you know what I mean? Like as I said, like how South Park can do something
See,
in
no,
6
I
days.
actually think it's better how it's done now because if it's out instantly, yeah, it's current. But to have it a reflection, because I was watching, I was like, I know exactly what time of the lockdown he was in. Like,
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
knew
It's
like
noticeable, isn't it? Yeah,
what he was talking about, what he's singing about, how he is. Because when he has the breakdown of that, I'm pretty sure everybody went through that
of course. Yeah,
area, especially a Twitch stream. So cough you.
me. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fuck this shit.
Fuck it, I'm quitting tonight. It's
But like, it's definitely yeah, man. Thank you for that. That's good.
appreciated, but mate, I'm telling you, right? Go back and watch his other specials.
Yeah, I won't gonna have
Watch
to
his
now.
really early YouTube one. There's a song called New Math,
Okay.
right? And it's so bad and so offensive and so obscene that the last lyric in it leaves you like like gobsmacked.
I enjoy that stuff. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
same.
do.
Me, I am like I love dark humor. I love that kind of bit where you go, "Oh, is that okay?" No, but then I think in comedy it's like a rule that it's either everything's okay or nothing's okay.
Yeah,
Nothing's off
definitely.
bounds. If you know what I mean, like you
And I
can't
think that's
have
how
oh that's
humor.
fine, but this isn't. You know what I mean? It's got to be all right to talk about or nothing to talk
Yeah.
about. You know what I mean? Yeah, and he does it again, like in some really kind of touchy subjects, especially now.
Right.
Looking back, the whole like I said,
But
Aladdin
don't
dress
forget,
up.
yeah, things like change completely. Like things, it does develop and evolve, which is good. But like things that are not okay today might have been, again, not okay, but not acceptable. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just
it's like
it's the humor.
It's the humor of it, as I said, and you have to be. I think you have to be open-minded to everything.
Yeah.
To appreciate comedy and humor in that kind of element. But it's definitely up our street, and it, like as I said, we're the South Park like generation of growing up with events. You know
That's
what I mean?
the thing. When you mentioned about the 9/11 with South Park, even though I haven't seen the episode, I saw a clip of the South Park COVID one, and they're in school with plastic barriers and masks, and I was like, even though obviously I'm not at school, but I'm like, that's actually happened to kids right now. They have to wear masks and stuff. I was like, that is so current. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, like especially like I think there's a few moments. So as I said, with the 9/11 one they done, it was like they all had gas masks on, and when they're getting on the bus, everything is deeply checked thoroughly. All their backpacks, everything gets ruined, so they check. And then I remember watching a review by an American who said it was just so. What's the word I want to think of? It's so on point with what they're experiencing that you can't have a moment to be offended because it's so like I'm glad someone is showing me stuff that is happening. And saying that with the COVID special of South Park, right? Because are you a big South Park fan? I'm talking like dramatically, right? So the first scene of the COVID special when there's the bus stop, and they're not there, blew my mind.
Seen that.
If you remember in season 2, 3, right?
Yep.
Every single episode starts with them at the bus stop, right?
Yeah.
It's like the kind of even the theme tunes all centered around that bus stop. And then they didn't do any episodes for a good few years. And then when that COVID one come out, that's the first thing you see is no one around on the bus stop scene, which is obviously iconic of the 4 boys together. I was just like, Matt and Trey, you fucking geniuses again. You know what I mean?
They don't get enough credit. They really don't.
Yeah, definitely, mate. So, like 2 of the greatest writers of our generation. Setting the pave way, you know what I mean? For like,
and there's just so like, right, that just happened. We're going to talk about it now in humor.
Yeah, that's the joy about this. Have you ever watched the 6 Days to Air special?
No.
They show you exactly how they do it within 6 days.
It's mad though, the time frame.
To the point, right, of when they have the finished copy of it, they have to get runners to rush it to Comedy Central to review it within a couple of hours of it being aired. Which is going to throw me back to even another bit, right? So, like, you know, when I don't know if you remember, there was a whole thing about fuck, I don't even know if I can say this. This is too close to call. Right, I'm going to say this. There was a religious figure who was drawn in the news. South Park made a whole thing about it. Really went into the thing again. What's acceptable in comedy and what isn't, what can you show, what can't you, and then Comedy Central didn't have enough time to react to it fully. It aired, they got death threats. Comedy Central got like to the point where they were like, we're going to blow up Comedy Central, and that's how near the market was. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
but like you got to have such, you got to believe in your art, so they believe in their art, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
To put that out there, knowing it's going to get such backlash, otherwise they wouldn't make the joke.
Of course, yeah, they know exactly. Yeah, of course. Every little thing they do, they knew what was going to happen.
Because again, I don't really want to.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about. We don't have to go into specifics of it. Like everyone knows what we're talking about right now, right? Who obviously is a fan of South Park and watches that all. But I think even there was a deleted scene where it was like they were like making a joke of it, like, oh, you can get. Because it was essentially banned, I think, or they had to censor parts of the episode, right? Yeah. And then they did a scene where Santa's just like, don't you see, if you just use violence and thing, you can get anything you want. And it's like, whoa, you're even going one above that to be like, just showing how banned you are.
Yeah.
Like most people would go, if I've got death threats and all that, I'm going to just go, no.
Let's take a step back.
They put context to that to show just like, you know, again, with comedy, you can't have anything that's not on the cards for it because it's just like, well, then no one would make anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like humor is a definite
subjective.
It's subjective, it really is. And if you don't find that funny, that's okay.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely fair. Yeah.
There's stuff that I don't find funny, which I've got the most stupid sense of humor going. Like my sister sends me photos of there's one. I'll put it in Discord later. It's two dogs sitting on the on a couch, and they're like, I'm sad. Like, do you want to hear a joke? Knock knock, and they go woof, 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 like that.
Yeah, I was in like a dog when it reacts to
Yeah, and I'm just like, that is so perfect.
yeah.
But then I can send that to somebody, and they're like, Josh, you got a stupid sense of humour. Shut the fuck up. I'm like,
But then,
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that no one can say to you if anything's stupid or not.
Yeah.
Humor is subjective to everyone. If it's like anything, your taste in music,
Yeah.
to the clothes you wear, to the food you eat. You know what I mean?
all
It's totally
subjective.
within your own element to be like, oh,
Apart from
I
Marmite,
find-
that's 50-50, right?
yeah,
You either love it
exactly,
or
yeah,
hate it.
on the cusp of it, yeah.
I like that about Marmite though. They give you two options.
And that's
you
it.
love it or you hate it. Now I am actually in the middle as always. I only like when I'm drunk.
Really?
Yeah.
I fucking love Marmite, man.
Do you?
Yeah, I
Nice,
love
man.
Marmite. Yeah.
But I find that weird, like marketing. Like you either love it or you can hate it. There's no other.
Yeah.
And
Like,
that's great marketing.
Yeah. I wouldn't say. Yeah, no, I will. I don't know. Do I love Marmite? Yeah. It's like, I'll go for it.
You're gonna have to, man. There's no fucking
Yeah,
option.
that's the only option they've given me. I don't hate it, so you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Do you hate it? No, but then you love it.
It's a very bold statement to make, though.
Yeah,
I'm sure
but-
there's people out there that just tolerate Marmite.
No, but their opinions don't count. Don't.
Oh, yeah.
To Marmite, their opinions do not count.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you don't mind Marmite. Like me, I like it when I'm drunk. Don't hate it. Don't love it. When I'm drunk, I love it.
I got to admit, like, too much Marmite can spoil it as well.
Oh, let's not get into the quantity.
Yeah, no,
How
I
much
think it's
Marmite's
important.
allowed.
Like, I think it's an important topic because, like, some people put way too much Marmite and it becomes just like a kind of like yeasty paste.
That's because that's what it is, man.
No, yeah, but it's too much. It's just like motor oil. It's like eating motor oil. Whereas
do you
if
eat that
just,
often? How do you
What?
know? How do you know that's what it tastes like?
like, yeah,
the
I've worked with
texture.
cars now. It's like- but it's so thick and strong that it can be overpowering. So you need to have the right consistency.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I think that's something they're missing out on their marketing. Should be like, you either love it or you hate it in small doses.
In small doses. Oh man,
But wow,
We've-
we've talked about quite a lot, haven't we? Yeah,
Yeah.
we've gone, yeah,
I feel like we touched the edges there.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
We went from like talking about political, religious figures to Marmite. It's
Exactly, man.
but
It's-
A Quiet Place 2, A Quiet Place 1 was incredible, and so was
Loved it, yeah.
Bo Burnham. I don't even know his name.
Bo Burnham, yeah.
Bo Burnham, yeah.
No, I'm so jealous though, man, because you get to see it all from fresh. But I would say, man, before you do any of that, go on YouTube,
Yep.
find like his earliest songs he's done,
Okay.
and then kind of look at his stand up and go from there because it's quite a
It's a journey.
journey, man. Yeah,
It's quite weird because have you seen Coming to America?
with Eddie Murphy, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So I never seen it before, right?
Hmm.
Then I went round my fiance's, and her brother showed me number 1,
Mm.
straight into number 2, and I was just like, "This is so weird," because I'm seeing him 30 years ago straight into now.
Yeah, cool. That's quite So there's no in between reflection.
There's
for
no
you,
in
it's just
between,
like,
yeah.
You're
So I
getting all the information at once, yeah.
And I was like, "This is like." So that was. I'm literally gonna see him now. Then I'm gonna watch his growing up again. It's like Back to the Future.
Yeah, no, honestly though, yeah, and I said that clip of him where he's projected his old footage and he's
Yeah.
reflecting on it because again, at the time, certain things, well, they say certain things become okay and not okay, and yeah, that's true, but at the same time, it's got to have a representation in the world, right?
Yeah.
It has to be said and then reflected on and go back to it.
You learn.
You learn as well,
You learn.
and
That's the best thing about
explains.
it.
Yeah, he explains that in the song dramatically how he's changed, and it's really easy to see how he's
Yeah.
progressed into like really mainstream film and stuff as well. Yeah,
There was another thing I was going to say about that. Oh my god, that's what I liked about the beginning part actually.
yeah,
So the beginning of the film, you can tell that it's just him in a room with a keyboard, and he's like, "This is where I began."
yeah.
So like, it's a
exactly, yeah.
huge reflection. He's obviously living this other life now, and now he's
Yeah.
back to square one.
Of course, because
So what does he do? He doesn't
Yeah.
just sit there and mope. He creates something from it.
Exactly, and the songs are so well written because like even with his, I think it's like his first couple of albums or whatever.
Yeah.
One of them's called Words, 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 and I think the other one's called Oboe. I think his earliest
whoa.
one.
Right.
Yeah, and they're really like, well, like you have to listen to them a good few times to get the joke.
Right.
Like, every lyric is like a little mini joke kind of thing.
I'm gonna have to give it a listen, man. I'm gonna have to watch
Yeah.
videos, give it a listen, sing the theme tune, write the theme tune.
Theme tune. Yeah, because as I said as well, to make up all them songs,
Yes.
like the lyrics, the song, like the actual piano parts and all that, and the campfire bit with the guitar,
Oh my god.
mind blowing, right? Just crazy, crazy creative dude.
I felt I was there, man. It was warm.
Yeah, yeah. You could like the sound of it, all the crackling fire and the lighting again. He's
Yeah.
used that really well to his potential. But he's obviously going to do live comedy again. He said he really wanted to. That's why you know what I mean. It'd be interesting to see him now come out of lockdown and start performing professionally again.
Yeah.
And he's going to get, because I think even like now the feedback he got from the special, everyone fucking loved it and said how original it is. So he's going to probably do a whole comeback thing.
That's gonna be sick.
It's going to be
And
mind-blowing.
now I'm a
dude,
fan now, man.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm really glad. Yeah, I'm glad that I managed to
Wait,
get to do that.
my homework for next week. We don't have to discuss it next week, but we got to talk a little bit about it at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe a week after in the finale.
Yeah.
I got to watch Baby Driver,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
and I need to give you homework.
Yeah, give me what is one of your favorite all-time films?
Think you've seen one of them. So, have you seen Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Seen that? Yeah. It was a while back. Yeah.
Okay. Not that then. Not that. Have you seen a film? What do you prefer, like action films or
Thriller,
mind
drama?
films? Pardon?
Thriller and drama, more horror. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have a think and I'll let you know. You've seen
Okay.
Pan's Labyrinth, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, but not all the way through. So. Yeah, the eyes.
Yeah, right. Fucking terrifying. Watch
I can
that.
give that a watch because I haven't seen it all the way through, start to finish.
Watch that. I'll watch Baby Driver, and then we go.
We'll talk about it in the finale, yeah, because I think next week we have a guest.
Ooh.
We're
First time
back
guest?
with a guest, people. Yes, this is a new streamer,
Excellent.
which is one of the things we said we wanted to really cover was like a new beginner and a partner at some point. That was our
Yeah.
2 objectives. So next week we've booked it in with him, and it's gonna be talking about how he started streaming,
Excellent.
all the challenges he's faced, and all that going forward, and where he's gonna go. Yeah.
Wicked. All time. I think we've covered a shit ton.
We have done a lot, mate, and as I said, it's been a pleasure as always, dude. And as I said, we shall see you next week, people.
Take it easy, people. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.